slam poetry and what I can do. So, okay. Why isn't anyone paying attention to me? I'm smart, cool, fun, better than you. I'm all the things my mother says I am. Why isn't anyone paying attention to me? I'm a brat, I'm selfish, I'm a drama queen, I'm an attention whore. I'm all the things my father says I am. Why isn't anyone paying attention to me? How do I get them to pay attention to me? I need somebody to plug into me so my light can turn on and I can be worth something. Why isn't anyone paying attention to me? How manipulative do I need to be? Who needs to be gaslit in order to pay attention to me? You don't know what you're talking about. Why isn't anyone paying attention to me? I'm 8 and I need my father. Before I knew he'd never be there. Before I knew he didn't care. Before I knew what I knew all along. I still hear his screams at night. Why isn't anyone paying attention to me? I'm 15 and I need my mother, but I'm busy trying to live up to her expectations, be the perfect confidant she always wanted, who would always love her despite it all, born with a purpose. Why isn't anyone paying attention to me? I ask myself this all the time. But everyone has their own lives and I have to be objective about my feelings. Everyone wants attention and I think I deserve some too. Why isn't anyone paying attention to me? When I was sick, I got attention from everyone. It was glorious. But I'm better now. Why can't it be how it used to be? Would I really want to be sick again? Sometimes I wish I was. Why isn't anyone paying attention to me? I give all my loved ones the one-on-one and group attention I can muster, but what they give me back just isn't good enough. Sorry. I'm so ungrateful and I know that, but I want what I want and I want it to be worthy of me. Why isn't anyone paying attention to me? Are you gonna abandon me? Leave me alone? Worthless? Wasted space? I was abandoned before I was in the first place. Before I even knew what that meant. A gaping hole where a lung is supposed to be. I can't breathe if no one's there to hear it make a sound. Why isn't anyone paying attention to me? Who am I without it? I am made of parts stolen from old friends and TV shows, the early fragments held together with bobby pins and chewing gum. My parents tried, but they failed, and now I'm disordered, walking the tightrope of the borderline. BPD, borderline, more like biparental design. Thank you.
Nice.
Follow Slam Euphoria on Instagram, Slam Euphoria 518.
Oh, your ability to memorize is amazing.
Names when married at the
What?
Absolutely amazing.
Huh? That was Amanda! Woo! If you gotta go to Slam Euphoria. It's so much fun. The food is great, and the poetry is that much better. And we do paddles now instead of math, which is like I'm on board with that. Our next reader up, Laura! Come on up, Laura. Oh, Laura, you were so good. You sat through all of that meeting. Come on. Hey, everybody. You're all drinking coffee. Come on. It's Laura!
Thank you so much. I'm Laura. I have been working on a memoir project. It's called Taste for Air and Water, and it's about my psychosis recovery and how I rekindled my passion for dancing. So I'll read an excerpt from the first part, which is called Pre-Diagnosis, and the book has all my original photography in it, so I'll show you an image of part one.
Move closer to the microphone.
Sure. This is the image that I have with part one, titled Pre-Diagnosis. This is taken in Congress Park in Saratoga Springs, and I feel like it reflects a sense of looking at yourself or a meaning of reflection in your life or family. excerpt from part 1, pre-diagnosis. One summer afternoon as a child, I was playing with my older sisters who were with their friends having a water gun battle in a yard in our Massapequa neighborhood. They and their friends had carried small, colorful, plastic, transparent toy guns that shot out faucet water at each other between the bushes, but I was the one left out with no water gun to play with. I had then stomped and shouted at them to give me one of theirs, but they didn't let up. So I ran inside to my mom, who was getting ready for her waitressing job in the bathroom, to tattle on them. As I told her the problem, she towered over me with her wavy jet black hair and makeup she was applying in front of the vanity mirror in a blue medium-length dress, smiling bright. Her face had made me feel better already, and as I began to cry to her over the matter, she then handed me her spray bottle she would use to damp her hair as a replacement for the toy gun I lacked. "Use this as a water gun," she enthusiastically said, and filled up the small bottle with water from the bathroom sink. Then she continued to say, "It will squirt just like theirs, so you can now play with them and get them back." I was enthralled and gleefully took the spray bottle to play cops and robbers then with my older sisters and their neighborhood friends. I don't remember the game as I embraced this new alternative, but I do remember pointing my new water gun at my opponent thinking, "Look who's back, and I have a better weapon than all of you, because my mom gave it to me."
Thank you, Laura.
Let's
applause
once she
it.
gets
Amazing.
All right, so our next reader up already has a fan club. And I'm in bed one night, all cozy, and Sam texts me at 11. I don't know why you thought I'd be up at 11 o'clock, Sam, but who knows. And he's like, "There's someone you gotta see. And she's amazing, and I just saw her read, and rah, rah, rah." And I'm like, already friends with her on Instagram, so don't know what you're talking about. I beat you to it. Celeste!
Thank you for that intro. I'm known enough to get an intro. Oh my God, you guys have been absolutely wonderful. I've been a little creativity starved, so I decided to repurpose an old poem of mine. Fantastic. Yeah, so this one was actually written in 2023. I am a rare exception, raised with only poor influences. I believe in the power of the color green. I would spend hours inside or out alone and in the company of others. Still, I would find with only my shadow by me, together we could stare at a leaf for hours, get a cluster of them, and it's even better. I love trees. I'm not sure of the ideal of equal, though all bark is created beautiful, even when diseased. Brown is equally as beautiful. When the veins of leaves dry and turn brown, red, the color of dying. Animals not well equipped for cars. Vehicles are not of nature. The gut splattered upon the road is of nature, reclaiming. Roots crack the pavement. Water gets into those cracks and freeze. These expand into pit traps for man-made machines, painting the road in roadkill. Not one for gentle parenting, death as it comes naturally, gnawing teeth through flesh. I have a respectful fear for the cycle, my place within it. A bullet, I've learned, is less mess, sometimes even clean. Nothing remains, less even. A bullet takes when it leaves from every room an empty space, a profound lack. Thank you. And this one I've actually already performed, but like I think 2 people saw it, so I'm gonna perform it again. And I went through a recent breakup, and it's definitely what that's about. I would have given you my everything, ripped myself in two. I'd collect scabs, eyelashes, ingrowns. I'd reach into my mouth and grab my own uvula and pull. I remove each nail as yours. Anything, everything is yours. I thought we were in this together. This. I miss you. In the small moments. You would BB bird anything that squirmed in your guts into my mouth, partially digested, vomit. I would chew, swallow, smile, tell you your shit doesn't stink. I'd rip off my nose if it'd make you happy. But I know you. You just say it was to hide the fact that I was a liar, because everything's on fire, and I'm running, dropping to the floor. I would cover my ears, my mouth, my eyes, to the point I cannot see, I cannot speak. I would have given them all over to you, on the altar of our relationship, covered in my blood. I'm not opposed to being a goat, but God is only God when they have something to offer in return. And my God, your ego, has given me nothing. All my prayers are the same. If only you'd listen. I wouldn't even ask you to stop. I could play the fool. My sweet, I would have held you close to my breast. You can hide behind me, paint me villain, enabler of your worst tendencies. I would have given you almost the whole room, myself pressed into the corner. All I ask in return are your ears. I do not need your full voice, just a whisper. At night, I would say sorry for everything. Sorry I couldn't give you the space beneath my feet. Then you would say sorry, just one word, and I would fill in the rest. Thank you.
Living up to the hype, that was Celeste!
Thank you.
All right. Oh, our next reader up is the interns that we birthed into the world as a board member who texts me late at night thinking I'm going to answer for some reason. My good friend, who I love dearly, Sam Maurice! Get him up! Keep going till he gets to the microphone. That's how we do it.
What's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
So, I wanted to make you savvy of a couple things. First, I've got free books in the back over by the coffee table over there. They're free. It is the ballast of the living, as I call it. I just want to give them away. I've got some pretty good titles back there. I've always been very proud of my book collection. So if you take whatever you like, there's some John Clare back there. There's a Danny Lewski copy, House of Leaves, and so on. That being said, I also want to make you aware of a show I have coming up at the Social Justice Center on January 15th. I'll be performing. I'll be performing selections from the poems which you hopefully haven't grown too tired of hearing yet, and then more from selections from Vibrant Sounds, Colors, and Motion. That being said, I'll just go right into my performance now.
Woo!
Wait.
Nice.
I used to set quarters spinning when younger, wavering on the coffee table. I cut my hand at the edge to catch the quarters before they fell. Experimenting the heads or tails nature of chance as the last spinning quarter stilled at the corner of the coffee table and landed heads up. Who would I be to once again conjure the no-mindedness of an arrowhead, cutting through the winds of overthought? Would I cease to be? Would it be dying or something else entirely? So many times the moon has spun on the tabletop of the pitch black sky since the thumbnail of a crescent moon, as always, stopped the full moon from falling out of orbit. What would it be like when the night sky tore down the center like carbon paper and I could see what was on the other side? Staring at the coffee table, contemplating the colors of voidless void, I spent many years anticipating all the spins and swivels of change. All the mystery held in stories without definitive outcomes, whole spans of family history could find to a poem, only to find it may remain the same night sky it's always been. The same narrative passed along for generations, with only slight change, if any at all. Beat. 1994, the year I was born. A split from the middle of the living room from basement to attic started to form. A couple years later, it fell in half. Clambering from the fissure, asps skittering about the wreckage they bathed in midsummer rain. I got headaches years after. My skull was a conch, pulsing with migraine and orchestral overtones. I emerged into the world from the infinitesimal possibilities of non-existence, into flux, reverberation, vibrant sounds, colors, and motion. A gray cat slinks along the windowsill of my early memory, purrs, and rubs her neck on the water pipes. On one half, old pictures gleaned in dreams, stacks of newspapers and books on herbal medicine and holistic remedies. On the other hand, a kitchen full of home improvement projects and hands strained to stay steady, a half-dozen televisions planted in the grape garden with vines growing from them in their fullest definition. A brook ran through the basement, cold, running into the Hudson, the Mohawk, out to the Homeric wine dark, let loose like long sighs after divine laughter ceases, moments of primary experience, but ripples across the waters of an otherwise acquiescent indifference. The sublime wines are grapes grown from infinitely forested vines, harvested by finite instants in time. The poem is the slightest fluttering of a moth, landing with finality upon specified moment, placement, and thought, catching everything of flickering bulbs light touches first. Beat.
Did you perform at Moon and River?
Yeah.
Okay, you look familiar.
That's the very tall Samuel Maurice,
You have such a powerful voice.
who didn't put the mic back.
Oh,
So,
I should have done that.
yeah, I'm losing inches as we speak.
Sam, can you save the taste?
Yes, thank
Here to help the little people.
This was most of Sam's internship, was either taking stuff out of my car, putting stuff in my car, or adjusting things. And I think I've made a pro out of him.
Sorry.
All right, our next reader up we have mentioned before. He runs an open mic at Ophelia's in Albany, and he's going to tell you all about that. Ladies and gentlemen, kick it old school for R.M. Engelhardt! All right, till he gets up there.
Hello. We have a poetry reading that is at Ophelia's, usually at the end of the month. It will begin again in January. It should be beginning probably on the last Tuesday of the month, and it is called Speak the Word, Poetry Open Mic. And we go from 7 p.m. to about 9:30 p.m. So if you'd like to join us, look for us on Facebook.
It's called Speak the Word.
Speak the Word. Yep. So, first poem is calm. Second poem, a little bit different. Mantra for a dying poet. How much did he drink? Was he overweight? How many cigarettes did he smoke a day? Was it whispering cancer? She died in an accident at the grocery store when someone threw a lemon across the aisle, hitting her in the temple. He was reading a poem at an open mic and then just suddenly slumped onto the podium. Everybody clapped. We thought it was for dramatic effect. At the funeral, the poet write dirges, and in the summers of their youth, they write love poems about getting laid. The poets fall in love and then live in poverty in cities of grandeur and dust, never complaining, but always writing. Until one day they realize that they are old and gray, and that fame was briefly fame, all the fire and the flame now gone. So they write mantras, they write verses and quips about the existing world, night, day, wrong, right, an old headstone somewhere hiding beneath a tower of overgrown grass that says, "Here lies so-and-so, poet, etc., etc. Buy my goddamn books."
That was a fantastic line.
And this is a little bit different. Anybody ever hear of the poem Boots by Rudyard Kipling? Experimental piece of poetry for its time, still experimental, completely different than anything I ever heard. And so I always wanted to do something with it, but the time wasn't right. Well, now it is. So it's when we need it most. And this is in the style and form of that poem for these times. It's called Resistance. Hate, 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 hate is burning down America and killing our democracy. Trump, 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 Trump is tearing down our government, deporting legal immigrants. Fight, 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 fight. Neutrality is despicable. You let the bastards rule our world. Why? Why? Are monsters now acceptable? Pedophile precedent. Whoa, my God, they are hurting all the citizens, killing all the innocent. God is worshipped like an elephant, never there to tell a tale. Stop. For money is their only true fucking God. Clinging to the dead and Nazi fascist boots of swastikas as rich and greedy oligarchs steal food from children. Wretch, protest to the end. White supremacist terrorists executing orders. Resist. The slime of this begotten, forgotten earth. These things in uniform, dead and inhuman inside, without a single mortal soul. Thank you.
That was Rob being perky. Yay, Arm Engelhart! Woo! Is there anyone who would like to sign up who hasn't signed up? No? Good. Okay, anyway. Our second to last poet. Keep applauding till she gets to the microphone. Julie Lameau!
Oh, thank you so much.
Come
It's nice
on,
meeting you.
Julie! All right, just keep applauding, will you? Oh, and by the way, we've got some Hudson Valley Writers Guild bags if you want to take some bags. And we have thousands of pencils. So please feel free so we can get them out of our cars. Julie Lameau, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you hear me? This is a good follow-up to Rob's poem about aging poets, because I am an elderly poet. I'm 84, but I'm still kicking. Woo! And I can't do like that Saturday Night Live. But and I got a few announcements. I'm also an artist, and some of you may know. Well, I showed my paintings at the Woodstock Festival in 1969, and last year Bethel Woods Museum acquired one of them for their permanent collection, which helped me very much economically, and now they want to acquire one or two more, which is I'm eagerly awaiting. So I'm a poet, I'm a writer. I'm working on a memoir about my life in the 1960s in Soho, which was pretty wild. And I'm working on a poetry collection about aging. This fits into that. I wrote it yesterday afternoon, just in time for another open mic, the CAPS people down in the New Paltz area, whom some of you may know. And it's called December Buried Bulbs. Snow blankets my garden this frigid December morning. Last night the temperature plunged to 0 when it's still officially fall. Clouds covered the supermoon. Just as well, I feared the chill that would envelop me if I dared to cross the midnight threshold into darkness. I never got around to buying bulbs this year. The soil was hard and dry from summer's drought. November was cold and nasty. I never put the garden properly to bed, never raked up the fallen leaves. Age and infirmity caught up with me. Now it's too late. In bygone springs, my sunlit garden was spectacular, far surpassing the others on the street. Tulips, allium, crocus, hyacinths, and daffodils, a fulvous color riot. Now the bulbs lie hibernating in the frozen soil. Come spring, some may burst forth and bloom once more, but many will rot and shrivel in the ground. The showing will be pathetic compared to those of bygone years. Still, I have faith that April will bring back color, however modest, and that come next fall, I'll have the strength and dedication to bury fresh bulbs again.
Julie LeBeau!
Amazing. Thank you.
So before our last poet for the afternoon, or our last reader, let's say, we'd like to thank Annie behind the counter making us our delicious drinks. Please tip generously because it's a lot of work dealing with us. So our next reader up, if you've been here for the meeting, she's running a writers group. She can tell you all about it. I'm going to bring her up to the mic now. It's Shannon!
So, I didn't mention before, but my father is a well-established poet, and being here for an open mic night feels a lot like home. He took me to many when I was a younger person. However, as the Albany Writers Group representative, I'm not going to be reading some poetry. I will try to keep it short, but a little excerpt from the short story that I published in Catskill Chaos, which is from my local publishing company. We do publish poetry as well. We're award-winning, so feel free to, submit. Called Pure Evil. Percival saw the sign with green background and white text, indicating old tech. It said, Catskills, 3 miles. Finally, he muttered under his breath, the leather pack, sword, and shield heavy on his shoulders. While the old roads meant one wouldn't get lost, the hard black rocks were not easy on the feet. As the last 3 miles crawled along, he kept alert. This was where the pure evil would be. The letter from the Pope contained no additional details, an indication that he was trusted with more and more unknown, dangerous missions. He felt proud to be able to help those in need so much. The call of a crow brought his attention to the right. Nothing obviously dangerous. He hoped that he could find the rest of the team before the pure evil found him. Of course, with one of the team members being Alexander, it would be hard not to hear him if he was near. Percival warmed at the memories. Alexander had a great smile and better laugh. It had been so long since they caught up. Noting the official exit for the Catskills, he followed it. The black rocks deteriorated as the forest encroached the old black road, sprouting between the rocks, forcing them back into nature. After less than 100 yards of this, he went to the side and walked in the grassy area between rock and forest. Practically a twilight zone itself, it set his shoulders on edge. Something was watching him. Not slowing down, he scanned the horizon. Then he heard the thunk of a dart in dirt and breathed it out. He plucked it out of the soil in front of him and carefully felt along the shaft, unstringing the parchment, pulling it off, and rolling it out to read. Meet at Tarts, signed Olia. He waved at the forest in acknowledgement, continuing down the road with a pep not there a moment before. A message from his team before even seeing a sign of the pure evil? That was a good sign for the mission, surely. Seeing the large red text of the Tarts sign, he smiled, going in the front door. Percival, oh my goodness, man, you've gone gray. You aren't that old, unless you've been lying to me. Alexander crossed his muscly arms in fake outrage. His boisterous voice reverberated off the back of the small shop, short shelves doing nothing to cut the sound. I would never lie to you, my dear friend. He pulled Alexander into a bear hug. Then what could have caused this? Running his hand through the shoulder-length gray hair. Stress of the job, I'm afraid. Alex paused for a moment, turning as serious as he ever could be. I told you not to take the promotion. Well, it's the only way to save more people. There's so much evil in the world, and at this level, I can do so much more. That's why the team is here right now. Alexander frowned. And you care so much at the cost of your own wellness? Those above will certainly keep giving you missions if you don't resist. But why should I resist? Have you ever heard of self-care? He put his hand on Percival's shoulder. You're going to burn out and then get hurt. His eyes were large with concern. Percival put his hand on Alexander's, just for a moment, feeling the rough skin. I appreciate your worry, but I think I've got it under control. If you say so. Alexander removed his hand. The wrinkle between his eyes stayed for a moment longer before his normal smile came back. Have you seen the rest of the team? Olia sent me a message, but she wouldn't be that good if I actually saw her. Of course. She's been scouting the area for tracks. Alexander went back to the chair he had been sitting at before and sat down. Percival followed, finding another chair to pull up to the counter. Has she found any leads? A shadow crossed Alex's face. Lots of animals have been possessed, becoming irate, confrontational. I swear you can see the red of evil in their eyes, and their lust for blood shines off their teeth. He shuddered. My friend, I'm sorry to hear that. I know every lost animal's soul leaves a scar on your own. Percival pulled Alexander into a hug, feeling the tension release from Alex's shoulder. He kept holding, and Alexander kept his head right there.